Good evening, Andy, Neil. First of all, a massive, huge, I can't even create a word for it, congratulations on becoming champions of the Southern League Premier Central. I'm just going to ask you your thoughts on not only today, but the season as a whole. Andy?
I think today epitomised the season, really. Having to play Thursday night was not ideal. Goals were fantastic, and then we asked for one more big effort, and today in a pressure game with results not going great to start with, which they knew about. I thought the attitude they showed was absolutely brilliant and thoroughly deserved to win the game and equally become champions. And today I think the last 2 weeks have said a massive amount about this squad, just how good they are, how together they are, how hard they work for each other, how much they really want to do well, and they've done that and got over the line, so yeah, brilliant.
Neil, half-time comes around, we're obviously doing what we can, 2-0 to the good. I saw Kyle Finn come off, shout over to his relatives, what's the score? Yeah. And it was 3-0 to Colville at that point. What were the lads thinking in the dressing room? What on earth did you say at half-time to them?
Well, the tannoy announced it as well, didn't they, as we were walking in. So cheers for that, Redditch. But yeah, so they were fine. You know, it was pretty calm in there. I think that's our job, really, just to calm them down and just to relax and make sure that we continue doing what we were doing well in the first half. And that was literally the message, just relax. We know that we've got goals in us. We know we'll get another one. And that was the message, just keep going, keep maintaining what you're doing, keep the work rate up and the energy, because that's really key. That has been key the last 3 or 4 games, really, the energy, definitely in the central midfield areas. So that was it, and just keep going. And you know, when we got message through that Starbridge had scored, it kind of gave us a little bit more energy and a little bit more of a boost. Yeah, and we'd scored, and then they went, you know, they conceded, and it was great, you know, that feeling, and they were asking what's going on, and we were giving them a message across. But yeah, as the gaffer said, their effort this season has been unbelievable, like really unbelievable, and we've done it the hard way. You know, we played an extra game effectively. Yeah. We asked them to play Thursday and put a performance in, and what a performance Thursday was, and the same today, you know, less than 48 hours later, and that's unbelievable, and that's full credit to the squad. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, like I say, the key really was at half-time was not to worry about what was going on elsewhere. We had to concentrate on our job and not to go gun-ho and concede goals, because that could be just as bad.
Yeah, it was evident once we got the third through Jealous, and by the way, congratulations to Jamie as well. He's done everything in a Tamworth shirt but score a goal, and what a way to open your account. It was
fantastic.
Fantastic.
One of the goal this season, and that was here.
At the same
goal. So he did say it was coming, but we were starting to wonder when. But yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah, he certainly left it late. Yeah. He seems a real character as well, and I think that's one thing that we are not short of in this squad, characters.
Yeah, we've said from the start, me and Shamps, we looked at the players we brought in, and we didn't want to make loads of changes through the season. We wanted to get a good spirit, and we brought lads in that are not just good on the pitch, but good off the pitch, good in the change room, good spirits, good characters, and they've been that, and it's meant we have not had to add loads. We've brought a couple in near the end. As in Jamie, Lyndon, who again have ticked all the boxes and just give us a little bit of a lift when we needed one. And that was the key. We didn't want to make change after change, which happens in previous clubs, certainly here. Certainly last year there was too many changes. I said that when I come in. Wanted a biggish squad, but one where I was all in it together. And we've said today to a lot of them, the ones who haven't played as much as they wanted, they've all played their part. And that's been so important, really. And they're in it together as well, which again, they're a great group. You know, they want to be here together. And the spirit's shown, and that's been a massive part of what we've done. If you've got that sort of spirit, that sort of work rate, and then you've got the ability we've got, it makes a big difference.
Just a thought for Colville, who are now in the playoffs, of course, because we are champions on goal difference. But Neil, what an opponent Colville have been this season. Massive credit to them. To run it this close, to be level on points still after today, for them to win 3-1 but still not be champions, just shows what a monumental effort it's been by Tamworth Football Club.
Absolutely, and you know, fair play to Colville. They've been tremendous this year as well. They're probably the best side we've played by probably a long stretch, beating us twice. So yeah, fair play to them and Steve-O, the gaffer there. They've done such a good job. But again, it just shows you, you know, you get beat twice there, but we knew that we had the character and we had the belief in the squad, the togetherness to keep going and make sure that, you know, we finish the season well. And you know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we could well have been on the other side of it today. We could have been Colville, and you think about that and you think about those thoughts and how it's going. So, you know, it's a credit to our lads, but yeah, you have to feel for them because they've had a hell of a season, and you know, they're a quality team. So hopefully, they go up through the playoffs because I feel like they deserve it. So, two best teams in the league go up.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it should work, really. Ideally, of course, they missed out in the playoffs last season as well. But back to ourselves this season, Andy. You come in your first full season. You've obviously won promotion at the first attempt, which at times looked like a bit touch and go. You always say that you kept believing and that you knew that we would do it. But just in summary, FA Cup, 4th qualifying round, a good achievement, losing 1-0 away at a Step 2 side, Kidderminster Harriers. FA Trophy, last 16. It's been a number of years before this club's been in that position. And then looking at the results, there's been some strange ones, but 9-1 at home to Hensford, 8-1 away at Bedford. In the end, ultimately, that goal difference proved to be the clincher.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, when you look at that, there's been a lot of highs, and say the key for us is when you get the lows, not to be too low, because football's like that. As we said, anyone can beat anyone. We've had loads and loads of good performances, and like you said, just touching on Colville, again, someone there's texted me already and congratulated us, and equally, it's been us and them for a long time in my eyes, and I generally hope they do get up through the playoffs. They've played some good stuff this year as well, and they're going to be hurting tonight, because like I said, to win is hard. We have to worry about us though, and like I said, for our first season, our remit was to get in the playoffs. We made sure that was possible quite a few weeks ago. I look at the points we've got late on, even the Rushden game, where massive for us, very disappointing. But then to score that late on, this team never say die. To get a goal that late on has ultimately won us the league, because Ty's finna. We've got a point now, which has literally got us over the line. We've got loads of belief. Like I said, I've never said we'd definitely win it. I don't think I've ever said that to you.
No.
But I always knew we'd be in and around it, and until we couldn't physically win it, I believe we could.
That's a fair point, thank you. Just really finally, there's so much we could waffle on about, but we don't need to. Is there anything that you guys actually want to say through the camera to the fans that are listening to this interview?
Yeah, I'll start. I think the fans have been fantastic this year. Our aim was to get the club back to the sort of areas it belongs, and I think we've made a good start this season. The support's been brilliant, particularly the away following. Every time we've gone away, they've been absolutely brilliant. To get this many here today is fantastic, and the support has been good, and that's helped us massively. You won't be anywhere without ball on. So I'm getting some abuse now from the players, but no, they've been brilliant. The fans have been great, and they've enjoyed today. They've earned that as well. We've had good following week in, week out, but the club's been brilliant right through, as in my backup, the likes of him to support me week in, week out, your Tims, your Mans, your Gaz, the whole lot, Degsy, but I could go through the whole lot. I've had massive support. When you win, I take the accolades. When we lose, I get the stick, but equally, we're in it as a group. You're only as good as the people around you, and that includes the whole club. And like I said, we're in it together. I kept saying that, and it was important people stuck with us when we did have a little blip and drop points, and most people did. And all of a sudden we've come through it, and what position we've done. So yeah, that's my thanks to everyone really.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Neil. Final word from me, Championis.
Enjoy! Championis!
Let's go celebrate.
Well done.
Thank you.